Previously on, next time on, the bar at the edge of time. We open in a grimy dive bar floating at the edge of the universe, in a liminal nowhere carved out between dimensions. At the bar sits a lone figure. The place is dim, scuzzy, and beautiful in that way ruin always is. We hear the hum of the infinite universe underscoring the following scene. A haunted player piano in the corner of the room tinkles lightly and fades in the background. Or maybe it's a sentient jukebox. It's likely to be both, as time wobbles slightly here. Dimensional shifts are old hat for this establishment. Behind the bar stands a many-limbed creature. It is part octopus, part bartender, part child's invention. Each tentacle moves with eerie independence, yet all the arms work in tandem, creating a looping motion that's rhythm echoes throughout the building. Crash slouches on a stool at the edge of the bar. They're dressed in a once splendid spacetime pirate garb, half steampunk, half glamour, now worn thin. Sequins hang in clumps around the slumped shoulders. Their tutu is patched together with tulle, cotton, flannel, and spacetime thread. Dust, dirt, and grime clings to their hands and clothing like melting honey dripping slowly into the black hole in the floor. The stool beneath them groans with the weight of an infinite routine. It's possible Crash has been sitting in this exact seat for 1,000 centuries. You ever have one of those foggy nights where the universe seems like it's slipping at the seams? Nothing's as it seems. Like when life feels like a too big club sandwich and no knife with too wet bread. And when you try to pick it up, all the lettuce and tomato, meat bits and cheese just keep slipping through your fingers and falls out onto your lap instead. This night felt like that. The bar was quiet in the way doomed rooms only get. Hushed, smoky, suffocating, like even the silence was holding its breath. The octatender was polishing goblets with two tentacles, wiping down the counter with another, and restocking a minute fridge that didn't exist yet with the rest. Business as usual. Me? I was 4 drinks deep into forgetting something important. I couldn't remember what. That was the point. I knew she'd walk in eventually. She always does. Every universe I've ever been in, there's some version of her. Wild-eyed, whirlwind heart, a dame made of detonations and dessert specials. She gets under your skin like a bad tattoo and a worse idea. I told myself I wasn't going to look up when she came in. Not this time. Not after last time. But that's the thing about trouble. It doesn't ask permission. I need a song to get my mind off her. Something to drown out the ache. Something to keep my feet busy. And my body, too, if no one was looking. But then my heart did something stupid. Again. I played her song. And right on cue, like clockwork set by a particularly vindictive universe, the door blew open and she came blazing, bursting, catapulting through. Presenting me! And there it was, the sound of inevitability. I'll take a glass of water, please. Everything in the bar halts. The music cuts out. The bartender freezes mid-polish. Even the light seems to hesitate. Another 2 beats goes by, and then the bartender drops all the busy work and lowers each one of his tentacles toward the counter. His eyes blinking slowly, he says, gruff, bewildered, "Water?" "Yeah, just water." "Ma'am, this is outer space. The only water we have is ice." Okay then, I'll have a glass of ice. The hell is a glass? You're human, ain't you? Yep. From Earth? Uh-huh. I knew a human once. Her name was Jasmine. She was from Earth, too. Where'd you meet her? Here? No. She'd never come here. Besides, she's dead. How long does a glass of ice take? Anyway, let me tell you something. I've been everywhere. Every when. Across portals and wormholes and cracked mirror timelines. They call me a space-time traveling pirate. Rogue traveler, star skimmer, outlaw of the here and now. Never stayed anywhere long enough to learn the rules. Never got to rest. Every time I caught my breath, boom, sucked back into the loop. Another reality. Another time. No control, no reason, no rhyme. Whoops, I guess there was a rhyme. Some folks chart their course through space-time. I get dragged over and over again. I'm not really thirsty enough for this. The bar drunk slumps in their seat, and the remaining lights slowly rise. The haze of the bar fades, revealing the true setting of the evening, the space-time traveling diner. The dive bar counter dissolves into the diner counter as if it had been there all along, hidden by dim lighting and misdirection. Because it has. Cast enters in swirling rhythms, some from trapdoors, some from booths, some seemingly materializing through the walls mid-step. The diner comes alive. Clinks of plates, the low whir of Greg in the kitchen, the distant flicker of neon, will never be closed, sign glitching. At the counter, Diane sits in her usual spot, flipping through a battered magazine, utterly unbothered. Not looking up, smoking a cig, flipping a page of her magazine, Diane says, I hope you got it out of your system, sweetheart. Your shift's about to start. Crash sighs. The fantasy crumbles. She rises from the bar stool counter and drags herself into the rhythm of the diner. The diner is bustling. Crash grabs a bus top and a space lock which floats beside her, twitching with sentience, trailing behind her like a haunted napkin, eager to serve. She begins to bus a table.